Check, check. Check 1, 2. Alright, so we got the axi draw going here in the background. That might be some of what you're hearing. But I was still gonna kick it and do a quick stream here. So I got Fruity Loops open here. Yeah, I haven't even loaded in all my samples in a while. So maybe I should add. I forget exactly how you do that. Maybe it's up here. Configure extra folders. Here we go. This PC. I don't remember exactly where. I don't think it's in there. So my guess is it's in here. Let's make this a little bigger. Got a lot of stuff in here. These are the old project files. Those are the new renders. Does this have random rounders, VJ loops? A lot of old bingo player stuff. I think these are video renders, so I don't think that's what I want. It's like old, but not quite. Ooh, this is one of them. So let's dump that in. Can I rename this? Does it have to be? Alright, well anyway, this has a bunch of hits and bloops and blops in it. So yeah, I actually like jungle samples. And they have tons of stuff in here. I think it was this one. You go in here. A lot of kind of full stuff, but there was a, yeah, this section breaks it down. All kinds of different. So yeah, let's start with just, and for BPM, I don't know, let's just go. Get some hats in there. Kind of fleshing out our beat here. Alright, well, let's make sure this is all correct in here, which it is. Okay. This I think should be our main pattern, so we can name this rename in color, which is F2. So that's a nice, we'll call this main, F2, we'll call it main beat. We can color it. I like to do, especially like my drums, green. I don't know. That's just how I've always done it. And that will color that and kind of set that up for you. And what else we got in here? That seems like a really cool noise, and we can, so it's got the hold in there built in as well. I'm going to name that on its own channel, and then for this I'm just going to add OP hat, and we can color that yellow. And then that is just going to be when I want to bring in the up hats, and we'll give them a little velocity there. And so now I can go into my playlist and we'll have the, the main beat for 4. Maybe have this come in. I don't know, sometimes that can be cool, give it some energy. Okay, so yeah, I actually like that. And then we'll do F3, or excuse me, F4 to make a new pattern. So that's a new pattern. I'm just gonna call this bass hit. And go into the wonderful and start to so I'm just kind of trying to noodle around. And so what I'll do for, and I'll color my bass hit too. So we'll go back in here, and I like to do the bass is red. And click OK. Now I'll pull back up my playlist and see everything's getting nice and colored. And I like how they do this a little better than probably Ableton, in that like if you just keep going, you don't have to like move a loop marker or anything. If you just keep moving along your piano roll, it'll just extend out however long the line is. And I've always found that's a little just easier for me to write. And then maybe go back up here. So what I want to do is just copy that. So I'm going to select it and hit Control B here, and that'll get that going. And another thing I'm hearing right off the bat is I want to go into 1, and even when I pulled in this kick, this was kind of my game plan all along. I want to really low pass that off. It looks like it's hitting in the 56 range. So then I want to go over to channel 5, which is where my bass is. And I'm just going to use that same trick that I pretty much always use this trick because it's just such a good trick. We'll go over to 56 here. And pull that down. And then down here on the second one, if I increase that, it'll make it really just take out that. see what other noises. This could be a fun thing to do over the top. So first I want to put it on its own channel there. And I should probably name these as well. So this is kick, CL hat, just so I can clearly tell this is the clap. This is OP hat, which is for open hat. This is, you can even choose if you wanted to base hit the instrument here. I'm gonna say this is strings because that's kind of what it is. It's like a synth string. And I'm gonna keep it really simple. Maybe have this go an octave up. So what you do is you duplicate it and do something like that. And then I'm gonna cut this and start it on its own channel that's called strings. And then just go over and paste and it'll get all that in there. And then for strings, I like to color those kind of pink or blue, depending on how they sound. This one sounds kind of pink to me, so. And then load that in. I almost feel like, oh, I don't know why it's recording. Let's save this too. It's as good a time as any to save. So, I think I have that in here. FL Studio. So we'll call this 4920 Axie. Because that's what's going on in the background. You could probably move this camera so you can see. I don't know, can this camera pick it up? Let's see. Yeah, you can kind of see it. But yeah, that's the Axie that I'm working on right now. So that's what you're hearing in the background. First kind of try at doing something more realistic, so we'll see how it turns out. Yeah, so moving along. We could do some stuff with this strings here, because I like what I'm hearing. If I pull this up, yeah, there we go. Then I can change stuff down here. Like, something that could be really fun is just panning. So, you know, that'll pan it left and right. I think once I get 4, hopefully I can copy it. I haven't worked in this area in a minute. Yeah, I think I can just copy it now. Oh, didn't select it. Why didn't it select it? I'm not sure if I have to do something different down here to. I used to remember a way to do that. Anyway, that's not doing what I want anyway, so. It doesn't really sound like it anyway. You could do something like this though. This would be kind of different. Like, oh, it just does fine pitch. Okay, so never mind. But yeah, sometimes you might be able to, well, channel volume. That could be cool. You know, just kind of getting some So we kind of got everything going all at once for something like this. That's still only 8 seconds, so I don't want to select the top here. So I'm just kind of seeing how I would kind of start to arrange something like this. So go back. Another nice thing, clap build. We'll just put that in there. So just have our clap build here. So we'll just go in and this is just velocity and just whoosh, crank it up like that. And we can color it too. We'll color it yellow because it's like a additional percussion piece. And go in there and drop that in. And right before this kicks in, maybe we won't do the clap was a little bit too harsh. Let's try this. And this is what's fun. You can just get different stuff and try different different sort of vibes. Ooh, I did like that. And then something I might do, it sounds like the axe's done with part one, because I do want to highlight this bass. So maybe I just do it right here. I just kill everything. No, that ain't it, Chief. What's that come out to in terms of time here? Yeah, it's a nice short one. So then what you want to do is you want to grab your whole track there, do a render. Aren't there any? I guess I must have put it in here. Well, anyway, I'm gonna dump it in here, save, start the render. That's done. And then we'll put out of this. So it looks like the axe's done. I don't know why it always does this. There's some issue with the bitmap tool. But I'm going to go in here. This is the image I'm working with, which originally looked like, let's see. This was the original one. I've kind of manipulated it down so it's got like a lower contrast type thing, and then you can use your pens to kind of go to town. So I'm going to go through here and trace bitmap, invert that because I want to do everything that didn't get drawn on. For extensions, I'm going to use this hatch fill. This has been taking a while for some reason, but I'm just going to apply it. Hope it works. And then I'll switch out the pen here. See kind of the axie draw setup. Do lots of different things here. And I am trying to sell these. I got a bunch of frames and I'm trying to do prints and whatnot. So as I'm experimenting here, if you want something, just let me know. I can definitely make that happen. I have plenty of time on my hands these days. So it looks like that finished. And I've got my red in. So I'm quickly going over here. I'm going to go. Looks like that's all good. Now I'm going to hit them with the plot. All right. Now that that's doing its thing, we can close that. And let's open up. There's my dog. I was working on one with my dog. I guess I should save this. This is nice as my we'll put it in here. Axie draw TD1. Boom. And so don't know why that took so long to save. That was weird. I'm gonna go new. Ah. I don't know why it didn't open up the default. Anyway, we'll just go open it. 'Cause I don't want to do that extra work. Alright, so immediately I'm going to rename it to Axie. Save. Daily renders. It's just called Axie. Alright, so the first part's out of the way. I'm going to set up a little geo network here. Camera, geo, light, and if you hold down control when you select it, it'll let you select multiple things, which is great, especially when you're setting up a 3D network like this, because there's lots of stuff that it needs. It needs a light and sometimes geo along with a camera. Actually, doesn't need a light depending on how you set it up, but normally if you're doing geometry, you're going to need a light at some point and a camera. So those things all come together. Now let's see. I think I want to do this using tubes. So open this up and select tube here. I'm going to switch it to this way. Make it a little longer, maybe that long. And let's see how many points does this have? And can I change that in here? So yeah, that's detail. So I just want there to be a bunch of points, basically. So I'm just adding some points. I think I want end caps, which gives it so that it's actually like this. Okay. Yeah. I think this will work. So I'm messing around with it to kind of see what I can get it to. Ooh, yeah. That really messes it up. Okay, cool. So I'm going to render that out. That should look pretty wild. Yeah, perfect. And I'm trying to think. I guess, yeah, I want to use a tube. I'm going to use a tube to instance it as well. So send it on the x-axis, and I'm going to make it really long. With not a lot of points. I want this to be relatively low points because it doesn't need many more than it's already going to look crazy. See, that's like even too many. So let's see, how low will it let me go here? Probably that. So I think that's 16 points, yeah. And then I want to do a transform as well because I want it to spin. Is it this way? Nope. I guess I want it to spin on this way. Nope. This way. Yeah. So I'm going to add some rotation to it. So now that's got all kinds of motion, and I can transform this into a SOP here. And run this into merge because I'm probably going to want to add something like a random for the size, then go to a null. And now I'm going to add that in as my instance. Go tx, ty, tz. And yeah, this is looking pretty crazy. Let's pull the camera out a little bit. So yeah, so I think if I do random rotation and randomize the size, it'll look a lot better. So let's add that in. For one, I'm gonna want to make, I know it's 16, there's only 16 of them. So I'm gonna want to make that 16, go in here random, and this should only have, yeah, 16. So I'm just gonna make this SX, that's for size. And the nice thing is, yeah, that'll be cool. And then what I can do for the other one is instead of it being random, I could have it be on a sign. And this would be for RXYZ. And we could animate this so that it steps through. But that'll make them all rotate at the same time. So maybe what I'll want to do then is add in a random here and do a math. Now I can combine those two into here, combine chops, I don't know, multiply. And just to be sure, well, I guess it doesn't matter because it's rotational data. This we might want to slow down. It looks like it's going really fast. So now I merge that in, and now we have our RX, RY, and RZ, which made things go completely insane. Maybe this number needs to be less. 22. Let's try 22.5. There we go. I think it was just too crazy a number for it to actually compute. So now that's all kind of like rotating and like, I don't know. I got inspired by Chimanko, which you should all follow. Saw them post like just this insane geometry that's all on top of itself and kind of just like how this is, and then they put a really cool texture on it, and that's really what I'm going to try to work on now. So for the background for this one, I'm just going to add a constant that's black, and basically make this 1080 by 1080. And I want to make sure that nearest pixel and 32-bit RGBA. Do the same thing here. And on the render, I always like to do 32 because the computer can handle it. So I'm adding just a black background here. And now what I wanted to do is I'm going to add a constant as the material type. Actually, I think I want to make it a fung. I'm going to do it as a fung. And I'm going to make this let's do it in red. So red, and then I'm going in here and we'll use the circle chop, which is great. You can just make a triangle out of that. And I want to kind of create like arrow looking thing, so then I might add another constant. Excuse me, I think they have it now. Yeah, rectangle, there it is. So now I can use this to kind of connect this. So maybe what I might do is do over, so one goes over the other. Yeah. And now I want to add this and have the red background come around. And then with the transform and using the tile repeat function, I could probably just that's probably enough for what I'm trying to do. And pull this down to a null, and I have no idea how this is gonna look. Could look cool, could look really messed up. So let's see. Ooh. Okay, so I think I can work with this. It looks like I might need to make this even smaller. So I guess if I did this over a larger, it's on a really small, so there, that should have made it HD pretty much. Common, we'll make this 1080 by 1080 and do the same for this. Okay, now it's looking a lot better. And now with my camera, if I pull out, it's quite strange, but I do kind of still like it. Not exactly what I was going for. You can go to Chimaco's to see what they did. I think part of that might be how this, so texture is rows and columns. If I turn it off, uh-oh, nothing happens. So that kind of got rid of that. It needs to be triangles or quadrilaterals. Okay, and this is some of, this is some of the stuff you run into. Perhaps if I made these longer too. There we go. What if I just did if I turn all this back off to just a 1? You can't really see it. So, didn't work out exactly how I wanted. I wonder if I change it to a constant, if that has any. Also, well, I guess I don't have this on full. So that's kind of a little bit better now. I could also try changing the shape, which is kind of drastic at this point, but or just turning off the noise itself. Let's see it with box. And some of that's what some of this is, just experimentation, just trying different things. Go in here to the size and feel like that's not doing anything. Did I attach that? I never even got that in. There we go. Okay, so that part wasn't even tagged in, so. But this is actually getting a lot closer to the look that I wanted, of just like these arrows and geometry like on top of each other that you can't really explain what's going on. I guess I could times this by 2. It'll roll through a little faster. Another thing I might do, just to make it a little bit more fancy, this is a really simple trick. I'm going to insert an ad there. Put this under. Shoot this as the feedback. And that'll give it kind of a weird effect, actually. I don't know if I'm a huge fan of this. If I crank the brightness, it looks okay. Or the gamut, excuse me. And let's turn this down. So we'll turn it way down. And another thing I could do too, which is just so simple, really simple thing you can always do, to give it a really colorful, playful vibe. Turn this down to 0.1. And I think you probably know what I'm going to do. Math. And actually, I can use this thing. Go from 0 to 1 to 0 to 360 and put a null. And let's turn this up to 16. I don't know. And then you can, I would even put in a filter or something. Give it a different speed than normal. And attach this into the hue offset. And yeah, now you got it kind of going through different colors. All right, well, I'm going to render this out. Call this one Axie 1. Save. And let's go. I can mess around with some of those parameters and get kind of wildly different effects and looks. But yeah, this one's kind of cool. Kind of where are we going? What's going on? What direction are things going? So yeah, I might stop this, maybe change my camera. Maybe turn the filter down. And could even scale this so there's a bunch. I guess I like it kind of like that. And then go over into here, and one of the nice things with this is you can just change the seed. You'll get a totally different look, especially, you know. And same thing with here. So, and if I switch to this, it'll do all kinds of different things. But this one's definitely the best for this particular look. And maybe I'll even change, I mean, you know, you don't have to have it just, ooh, went dark on us though. I think these are too big, so I gotta go over here and change the size. But yeah, we could do these kind of confetti cannon things. Do this as our second one. And then maybe for the third, I'll change the geometry again and do, what else we got in here? Torus, I don't really, not a fan. Sphere, same kind of thing. And let's try it with the torus here. Ooh, actually looks better than I expected. And this one, it looks like you can really bump the size up to like probably there. Zoom in a little bit with our camera here, or a lot of it. And this will probably be the final look here. Maybe I'll turn off the filter functionality here. Just give it a smooth final look. Alright, so it wasn't exactly what I was going for, and sometimes that'll happen. But I got pretty far with my initial idea. And so now I'll go into Premiere here. AxiDraw's still going strong. This loads, new project, Axie, boom. And first thing I want to grab, my 3 daily renders, and the final audio, and it's pretty easy after that. And I actually like the progression. I want to show this video first. Why there's no audio? There's audio on this, right? Not hearing it in here. But it looks like it's rendering, so I don't know. It also says it's dropping frames, which is bizarre. I don't have any programs using the audio. Sorry, I haven't had this happen before. I don't know what that is. Just appears I'm having trouble getting my audio output to work. Out using the focus right. Well, we'll fight through it. I wonder, can I hear it in the headphones? Very strange. Might be a bug. Who knows? One old trick I used to do all the time is I'd select all 3 and go to speed duration, and I know they all need to be, say, 5 seconds. Well, how long is this actually? So 25. So what's 25 by 3? Gonna be some weird number. So we'll just do 8.5. So I'm gonna undo what I did and go to make them all the clips 8.5 seconds, and that should cover it. And just cut off that last little bit. Audio transition, drop this in, exponential fade. Looks good. I guess we'll know if this was just a issue with Premiere. Oh, cancel. When you're moving too fast. Web 1, export. And so, hopefully this will work. We will see. You never know. Boom. Save the project. And let's see if that worked. Open with VLC. Did work. I don't know, maybe Premiere got the audio stolen at some point. All right, cool. So that one's done. I'm gonna keep working on the Axie here. I'll keep everybody posted on the progress there, but I'm trying to get some originals, with trying some new things, some new creative ideas. This one right here is old childhood memories. This is Destro from G.I. Joe. I'm trying to see what stuff works, what stuff doesn't, and how I can flip it and make it my own kind of. So hopefully you'll ride along for that journey as well. But for today's session, I'm calling it. Thanks so much. We got a render done. I'll post that to the Instagram right now. Don't forget to, if you miss one of these or want to check out old ones, you can just go to my YouTube down there. And it's got all my videos. I post them as soon as I'm done here. And then the IG's on there as well, so you can go see the final product. Thanks so much for tuning in, and I'll see you tomorrow. Peace.